Hello and welcome to the Sustainability Street podcast with Crowbury Consulting Limited. My name is Becky Toll, owner-manager of Crowbury Consulting, and today's episode, folks, is all about energy management and specifically the international standard ISO 50001. So first of all, folks, what is ISO 50001? ISO 50001 is the International Energy Management Standard created by the International Organization for Standardization. It specifies the requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and improving an energy management system whose purpose is to enable an organization to follow a systematic approach in the achieving of continual improvement of energy performance, including energy efficiency, energy security, energy use, and energy consumption. The standard is used by both large manufacturers and small businesses alike across the world to manage and reduce energy use and also energy cost. ISO 50001 is an excellent framework to help implement an energy management system, which is abbreviated to ENMS. The standard offers organizations the opportunity to become more resilient against increasing energy costs and reducing energy availability. And there are several reasons or benefits as to why an organization would work towards this particular standard. The first benefit would be obviously to try to reduce your energy cost, to ensure you comply with the increase in legislation or regulations, and thirdly, and most importantly, to support working towards improved sustainability and net carbon zero. So implementing the standard provides a systematic approach to achieving all of these. The standard itself. Let's have a deeper dive, folks, into what is inside the standard. It's based on the plan, do, check and act and review cycle. And interestingly, by the end of 2017, more than 22,000 facilities worldwide had actually implemented ISO 50001. And it is only anticipated to grow globally as more organizations and businesses incorporate energy management into supplier requirements and corporate sustainability strategies. Management teams that have achieved the standard have seen both financial and non-financial benefits as they get better at identifying those energy consumption zones, increasing their profit margins and prioritizing strategic actions, including increasing the competency and skill levels of their own staff, which can lead to innovation. So just to repeat some of the benefits of achieving the standard. Number one, improved visibility, market value, and a stronger company image. Number two, better organizational training and awareness and competency on energy management. Number three, getting that critical buy-in and engagement from upper level management and board directors. Number four, achieving environmental sustainability and working towards net carbon zero, which in turn can support improved productivity. So if that's not good enough, there are other benefits as well, including providing an ability to benchmark and measure and report on your energy intensity improvements. It can support you and help you to prioritize new energy efficient technologies. And the standard is applicable to both large and small organizations in commercial, industrial, and public sectors. So, folks, let's take a deeper dive into some of the core clauses or elements of the standard. The planning clauses. This involves a determination of your external and internal issues that could affect the outcome of your ENMS. You have to write those things down. And you also have to identify who your interested parties are and if there are any legal requirements that pertain to those interested parties. There is a whole clause dedicated to leadership, to energy policy, and also how to identify your risk and opportunities within the ENMS. Planning also involves the setting of energy objectives and energy targets, which must be measurable and achievable, monitored and communicated as appropriate. One of the core features within the planning elements is what's known as an energy review, clause 6.3. And I will just go into a bit of a deeper dive on the energy review clause because it is such an important part of the standard. An energy review can typically take anything between 3 and 6 months to conduct, and it allows you to identify the current types of energy that you're using, to evaluate past and current energy use and consumption, and to identify or tweeze out the significant energy users that you have in your facility. So it could be that the chillers, the air handling units, the compressed air units, or the refrigeration on site is the most significant energy user. Once you have that list, you need to determine the variables that can impact on them, determine the current energy performance, and identify the people or persons doing work under your control that can influence or affect the significant energy users. And unsurprisingly, the standard asks you to determine and prioritise opportunities for improved energy performance linked to those SEUs. So once the energy review has been conducted, we don't just simply stop. We need to go back and update it at defined intervals, as well as in response to major changes in your facilities, equipment, systems, or energy using processes. So the energy review, depending on the size of your organisation, could take, as I said, anything between 3 and 6 months. And it's almost, if you like, the beating heart of the ISO standard. Following on from energy review is the need to determine what we call energy performance indicators, or ENPIs. Now, most managers out there have heard of KPIs, which are key performance indicators. So a similar concept, but energy performance indicators. And these are used to monitor and measure your energy performance and enable you to demonstrate energy performance improvement. So the standard doesn't dictate what ENPIs to use. It's completely up to yourselves, but they do need to be meaningful. As an organisation, once you've established your energy review and your energy KPIs or ENPIs, the next step is to look at your energy baseline or baselines, because it is plural in the standard. And it's quite interesting because we don't want to see an energy baseline going back to 1982. They do need to be modern and they can be updated. And the standard itself specifies that baselines can be revised in the case of there being a major change to static factors, or the ENPIs are no longer relevant and reflect your organization's energy performance. And unsurprisingly, within the ISO 50001 is a clause dedicated to the planning for the collection of energy data. And as we get more sophisticated with energy data, it could be that you have a BEMS, or a building energy management system, which is a series of sensors connected through Wi-Fi to a dashboard. And it may be that you can log in and store all your energy data on such a software package. Alternatively, it could be as simple as reading the electricity meter, the gas meter, and if you have solar panels, reading those meters. So we need to show that there is an energy data collection plan, which again needs to be reviewed at defined intervals and updated as appropriate. So there's a lot to take on board as part of the planning phase, if you like, of the standard. Let's talk in a bit more detail about the operational or the doing clauses within the standard. 8.1, 8.2 and 8.3, operational planning and control. And what's really interesting about ISO 50001 is the design clause 8.2 and the procurement clause 8.3. And design can sometimes make people feel a bit uncomfortable. They might think, oh, we don't design anything. But what the standard is asking is for you to consider energy performance improvement, opportunities, and operational control in the design of new, modified, and renovated facilities, equipment, systems, and energy using processes that can have a significant impact on your energy performance over the planned or expected operating lifetime. So, if you're doing anything to do with your facility, your equipment, your systems, including maybe building a mezzanine floor, buying in new air conditioning units, putting in a new chiller, a new boiler, they can all be captured under the design clause 8.2. And the procurement clause is a really great opportunity to involve your procurement managers in the journey on energy efficiency. And what the standard asks you to do is to implement criteria for the evaluation of energy performance over the planned or expected operating lifetime when procuring energy using products, equipment, and services which are expected to have a significant impact on the organization's energy performance. So this means writing a procurement policy. And it's also a joy in the ISO 50001 standard to see that you have to inform suppliers that your energy performance includes an evaluation criteria for the procurement of energy efficiency. Not only is procurement talking about the energy performance of equipment and services, but it also touches on the purchase of energy itself. So your gas, your electricity, your fuel oil, your LPG, etc. You have to take into consideration and evaluate the energy performance. So the back end of the standard, also known as performance evaluation or the check and act, does refer to monitoring, measurement, analysis, evaluation of energy performance, and evaluation of compliance, and of course, having to hold a management review. Now, should any of our listeners be keen to know more about the internal audit piece, we can support you with that at Crowbury Consulting, and we can also support you with the evaluation of compliance piece as well. So folks, Crowbury Consulting has developed an online training course through our Teachable license, which is a foundation and introduction to ISO 50001 and energy management. And this is available for you to purchase at any time, 24/7, by heading to the website, crowburyconsulting.com/training. So what does the Teachable course help you to achieve? So the course introduces the delegates to internal and external factors for efficient energy management within the business and organisation operational controls. It also helps you to define who your interested parties are. The course explores the concept of a PESTLE analysis, PESTLE, and how all the ISO standards can connect to each other. We have a series of workshops that go through the key elements, the key clauses of the standard. The second workshop helps to teach businesses and enterprises how to achieve energy efficiency, save energy, and effectively reduce the carbon footprint by bringing them closer to achieving carbon net zero. And the third workshop covers risk and opportunity factors by asking users to look at their energy sources and how they are being used. It provides the delegates with ways of reflecting on those sources of energy and how to become more energy efficient in order to reduce waste and cost, but also productivity. So that brings us to the end of our podcast today on the International Standard for Energy Management, ISO 50001. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's podcast and the other podcasts in the series. And if you have, please give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on the Apple iTunes platform. And also engage and connect with us through our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram handle at Crowbury Consulting. So we hope you've enjoyed today's podcast, and we look forward to delivering another podcast in the very near future and hearing your comments and feedback. Thank you and goodbye.